If you've been keeping up with NCIS, then you might already be aware of the impact Mark Harmon's character, Leroy Jethro Gibbs, has had throughout the show. He's one of the most popular characters on the show, and ever since he left in Season 19, fans have been left disappointed and devastated. In this video, we'll delve into what to expect in NCIS's Season 20, and if there's any possibility of Harmon returning. First up, where is Mark Harmon now? The actor has been playing the infamous protagonist of NCIS, former Special Agent Leroy Jethro Gibbs, since 2003, and has been a fan favorite for over 19 seasons. Last year, with only 4 episodes into Season 19, the 71-year-old actor bid farewell to his character after his character decided to stay in Alaska and not return to work. Fans have complained that the recently released Season 20 just doesn't hit the same way without Leroy Jethro Gibbs, and that there's a huge difference in each episode's plot without him. Gibbs was last seen telling his co-worker, Tim McGee, who's played by Sean Murray, that he wouldn't be returning to his job and would be staying in Alaska, stating, "This sense of peace I've not had since Shannon and Kelly died, and I'm not ready to let it go." He then proceeded to offer McGee to lead the office, saying that he couldn't have hoped for anyone better to watch his back for the last 18 years than you. And we think it's not just character to character, you know? This emotional scene caused many fans to stop watching the show altogether, leading to a significant drop in the show's ratings. However, Harmon recently reassured fans in an interview with Entertainment Tonight that Gibbs hasn't officially retired and is living in Alaska as far as I know. What's more, Harmon also revealed that while he isn't playing his character in Season 20, he's still part of the show and works with the NCIS crew as an executive producer. Considering this vital piece of information, there's still hope that we'll get to see Gibbs in action once again. Up next, what can we expect in Season 20? The recently released Season 20 picks up right where the previous season ended, with Special Agent Alden Parker, played by Gary Cole, still on the run, and the NCIS team investigating who could possibly have a personal vendetta against him. What's more, the mysterious Raven that was taunting the team since the last season will be featured as well, as the team tries to clear Parker's name with the help of Special Agent Jane Tennant from NCIS Hawaii, along with computer specialist Ernie Malik and Director Vance. This already sets up the possibility of future crossovers that will be featured in NCIS Hawaii as well. How exciting. What's more, there's also news for more episodes being character-centric, as backstories, families, romances, and secrets will be revealed. Executive producer and showrunner Stephen Binder teases one of the new season's early episodes by stating, "We'll see McGee as an agent, but he's also a dad, so we're going to have a show that focuses around him being a dad, which should be fun." However, fans are still left majorly disappointed with Gibbs' absence from the show, and the little hope they had left of the character returning seems to be extinguished as the character was removed from the opening credits of Season 20. Well, this sadly ensures that we won't be seeing Gibbs this season, but fear not, my friends, for there are still chances of him returning in the next season. Moving on, will Gibbs be back on the show? In a recent interview with TV Line, Binder was asked about Gibbs' whereabouts, and if the recently released Season 20 might offer any clues about the character's development and progress in the storyline. Binder went on to respond with a positive answer, stating that that's a really interesting veil, where Gibbs is and how we left him. There's this feeling among the writing staff that we left him sort of nowhere, but also everywhere. He further explained how when he thinks of what Gibbs might be up to now, he doesn't picture him in an apartment in Alaska, but that instead, he sort of melted into pixie dust and is floating around the sky until he's called back to duty. Wow, if that doesn't sound hopeful, we don't know what will. What's more, Binder also went on to state that if Mark Harmon ever feels like returning to the show, the door is still open, stating that everyone is aware that the door is open if he ever wants to pop in for an episode or multiple episodes. He went on to talk about how Mark is an integral part of the fabric of the show, and that regarding the future of Gibbs, as longtime fans of the show may have noticed over the years, never count Leroy Jethro Gibbs out. Additionally, there are also rumors floating about a big reveal in episode 500 of the series, which will be broadcast during the show's 22nd season. While there are lots of future possibilities for the iconic character making a comeback, we'll just have to wait and see if these theories and rumors come to life. In other news, first up, are Knight and Palmer officially dating now? As we all know by now, Gibbs has famously told almost everyone never to date a co-worker, as workplace relationships are always tricky, and things can get very messy very fast. Over the past 19 seasons, we've seen a bunch of characters get together, including Tony DiNozzo and Ziva David, as well as Delilah Fielding and Timothy McGee. Lately, another couple has fans in suspense, namely Jessica Knight and Jimmy Palmer, especially after Jessica asked Jimmy to be her date to a wedding, and sparks began to fly between the two when discussing a potential future together. However, fans didn't have to wait long, as during the season finale last year, the two characters shared a kiss, and fans of the pairing were over the moon. In the latest season, we can only assume that the couple's relationship will be a focus going forward, considering how this season centers more on the characters' lives and is supposedly, in Binder's words, the season of love after all. With Gibbs no longer on the show, fans can expect more co-worker relationships to come, but if the character returns, then that could very well change. Let's see what NCIS has in store for us. Moving on, will Agent Torres survive season 20? Binder has confirmed recently that things were never easy for Agent Nick Torres, and will not be getting any easier either. Yikes. The character has gone through a really rough time over the past few seasons, especially in season 18, when his long-lost, presumably dead father showed up only to abandon him again, as if things couldn't get any worse. His love interest, Ellie Bishop, left him a few episodes later to become a spy, and then Torres's ultimate mentor, Gibbs, moved on from NCIS as well, making his character break down even more. Poor guy. What's more, in the recently released episode 4 of season 20, titled Unearthed, Torres is seen continuing his therapy sessions with Dr. Grace when he discovers that their lives are in danger. The episode then goes on to weave around elaborate magical curses, buried treasure, and killers after the stolen treasure, which ultimately led them to Dr. Grace. Since Torres witnesses the doctor's kidnapping, the killers take him along as well, and although he manages to survive in the end, fans couldn't help but notice how he got shot in the shoulder, suggesting that his difficulties are only beginning. Even Binder commented on Torres's injury, stating that he's got these internal pressures building up inside him, and at some point, you pop. And I think that's his future. If it wasn't bad enough, this comment just sealed the deal. R.I.P. Torres, you will be missed. Lastly, Michael Weatherly claims that Tony DiNozzo is broken. Michael Weatherly's best known for playing Special Agent Tony DiNozzo on NCIS from 2003 to 2016, and often provided comedic relief during intense scenes. His character was also memorable because of the infamous head slaps Gibbs used to give him every time he did something questionable, and Weatherly recently revealed how Harmon actually used to hit him pretty hard in the back of the head. Ouch. During a recent interview with Watch magazine, Weatherly talked about his feelings regarding DiNozzo, claiming that Tony was an interesting but broken character. He further went on to admit that playing DiNozzo was a very relaxing experience for him, as he didn't have to worry about what the character said. He further elaborated that, I try to make him a competent federal agent as often as possible, but what's most interesting to me is when he is just madly inappropriate because he's broken as a human being. What's more, Weatherly also explained how he thinks DiNozzo suffers from a bit of an identity crisis. According to him, Tony DiNozzo is deeply unaware of what version of himself he's projecting to the world, and that's something that makes the job more interesting. However, the actor admitted that he doesn't see himself playing the character again anytime soon. Well, that's a wrap for today's video. Let us know your thoughts about NCIS's Season 20 down in the comments. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.